All right, let's dive into Indian healthcare today. We're looking at Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals, specifically their Q2 fiscal year 2025 performance.
Seems good.
You sent over their press release, the detailed financials, even their investor presentation.
Yeah,
Seems like you want the complete picture.
that's right. What's interesting here, this company, they aren't just riding the wave of a growing market, they seem to be shaping it. This deep dive should give us some insight.
Okay, let's unpack this. Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals, they're reporting impressive growth, really impressive. Their total income, first half of fiscal year 2025, reached Rs 612.8 crore.
Wow.
That's a 20.5% jump year on year.
And it's not just revenue soaring, they're EBITDA,
Yeah.
earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. A good way to see a company's core profitability jumped 22.3%.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And profit after tax beat the bottom line up 9.6%. Not bad at all. But what's it all mean? We need to look past the flashy numbers, right?
Absolutely. Raw numbers rarely tell the whole story. Jupiter's growth, it's outpacing many of its competitors. The question is, what's fueling this success? Is it just a rising tide lifting all boats? Or is it something more?
Their investor presentation, they highlight some pretty impressive operational efficiency improvements. Patient volumes are up 12%, and ARPOB, average revenue per occupied bed, basically average revenue for each bed, got a 9% boost.
That's big.
Yeah, in the hospital industry, it shows they're really using their facilities well.
You've hit a key point. While their volume growth is impressive, there's a detail. Their average length of stay, ALS, actually decreased a bit.
Yeah.
Could mean they've gotten more efficient at treating patients,
Right.
leading to better profitability maybe.
Yeah.
Or could be a shift in the types of patients they're seeing. Might need more info to fully get this.
That's a good point. They're like a well-oiled machine, in and out, while keeping that high level of care. But speaking of strategy, this is where it gets interesting. They're not just improving, they're expanding like crazy.
Right. Adding 22 beds in Pune, 75 more coming online in Indore by the end of this fiscal year. Remember those 2 new hospitals in the pipeline?
Yeah.
One in Dombivli, another in Pune?
Yeah, those are ambitious, especially with their goal of 2,500 beds across the network. Dr. Ankit Thakur, their CEO, he's confident about the future. He even mentioned solidifying their position as the top dog in Western India.
Important insight. Shows Jupiter's not just randomly expanding. They have a deliberate strategy. Dominate the Western India market. It's like building a healthcare empire. Brick by brick. Or bed by bed, I guess.
All this expansion, it can't be cheap. Let's look at their financials. See how they're funding this. What's their debt situation like? Are they drowning or managing it responsibly?
Well, the balance sheet and cash flow statement, it's a reassuring picture. Cash flow from operations, it's healthy. They're generating plenty of cash from their main business activities.
Okay, that's good. But I'm seeing a pretty big cash outflow for investing activities. Red flag.
Not really. Expected when a company's growing like Jupiter. That outflow, it's their investments. New facilities, equipment, the whole deal. It's a sign they're betting on the future.
Spending big, but strategically. It's like planting seeds for a big harvest later on.
Yeah.
This raises a question. We've seen how impressive their growth is, but how does it compare to what analysts were predicting?
Yeah.
Did they beat expectations? Were there surprises?
Excellent question. The documents, though, they don't include specific analyst estimates. Would be insightful to compare. Why do you think that info's missing?
Huh. Interesting. Maybe it wasn't available, or we need to dig deeper. It's like a little mystery to solve.
I do love a good research challenge. Keeps things lively. But let's pause. Reflect. What stands out from these numbers? What's caught your eye?
It's a balancing act. They're masters of efficiency, squeezing everything from existing hospitals. But then, this huge expansion plan, like juggling flaming torches. Exciting, but a little risky, right?
You nailed it. That's the key question as we go forward. How do they keep up those efficiency numbers with this rapid expansion? Growth, just for growth's sake, can backfire.
It's a tightrope walk, for sure. Let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll dig into those growth plans and what they tell us about the Indian healthcare market. Stick with us. Back again.
Feels like we just got started with Jupiter Lifeline Hospital's growth plans.
Yeah.
Those new facilities, Dombivli and Pune.
Right.
What do we know about them?
The investor presentation gives us some hints. Dombivli, construction's on schedule. They have a good plan. Pune, they're getting all the approvals.
And remember, once those are running, their total bed count jumps to, what, 2,200?
About that, yeah.
And they're already looking for spots to hit 2,500 beds. That's bold, focusing on Western India, which is already competitive. Bold, but strategic. Remember what the CEO said? Solidify their position in Western India.
Yeah.
Not just being there, but dominating. It's like they're making a healthcare hub, a network. So big, it's the obvious choice for patients there.
Interesting way to put it. That brand recognition, that trust, it's huge in healthcare. But makes you wonder, with this expansion, how do they keep the quality the same everywhere?
The million-dollar question. And one to watch as they grow. Scaling a business, especially healthcare, it's tough.
Right.
Big organizations, they struggle to keep a consistent culture, make sure standards are the same everywhere, like keeping a giant ship steady. One little wobble throws everything off.
Like those restaurant chains. One location's amazing, another's a total letdown. You never know.
Perfect analogy. That's the tightrope Jupiter's walking. They're known for good care, personalized attention, good experiences. Now they need to copy that in new hospitals, new staff, new challenges. How do you bottle that magic and spread it around?
Don't forget the money side. Expansion's expensive. Costs just go up with more hospitals. It's this dance, balancing growth with staying profitable.
Absolutely. Lots of companies struggle with that. Jupiter needs to make sure new hospitals bring in more money than they cost. Each one has to be part of the whole, not just a shiny new thing.
Not just adding beds, but making sure each bed is a profitable one.
Okay.
Let's shift gears a bit. Look at the bigger picture. What do these plans tell us about healthcare in India? What's driving this growth?
Opportunity. Big time. Demand for good health care, it's rising in the region. People want more than just treatment. A good experience. Feeling cared for, not just processed.
Like a shift from just transactions to a patient-focused model, building trust, long-term relationships. That seems key to their strategy.
Exactly. Expanding where they know the area suggests they're building a loyal base. Not just an hospital, but a trusted part of the community. A brand that means quality.
That loyalty can be a big advantage, especially in a market like healthcare. It's not just treating illnesses, it's building a community around well-being.
Right. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Will this focus on experience set them apart? Will it attract the best doctors, the best nurses? We'll find out as their story unfolds.
This makes me think about the ripple effect. If they succeed, could it push other providers to do better?
Yeah.
Could it raise the standard of care for everyone?
Possibly. Competition, it often leads to innovation. Everyone has to improve. And here, better options for everyone. That's a win for society.
It's exciting to think about the impact, how one company can change a whole industry. But we're not done with Jupiter's story. We've seen their growth, their efficiency, their big plans. But there's a piece missing. Those analyst expectations.
Right.
Why weren't they in the materials you gave us? What could it mean? And where can we find them?
It's a mystery, that's for sure. Maybe the info wasn't easy to get or wasn't in those documents. But maybe we need to dig deeper, do some detective work. Sometimes the best insights are the ones you have to search for.
I do love a challenge, especially with a company as interesting as Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals. As we wrap this part up, let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Where can we find those expectations? And what will they tell us about how the market sees Jupiter, their performance, their potential?
And as we go to the last part of our deep dive, let's consider this.
Yeah.
What are the risks? What could go wrong as Jupiter gets bigger? And how could those risks affect things? Their finances, their ability to deliver good care.
Great point. Every success story has its challenges. Understanding those is key to getting the full picture.
Right.
So stay tuned. We'll explore those questions, wrap up our deep dive into Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals. We're back, ready to wrap up our look at Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals. Been quite a journey.
It has. Growth, efficiency, ambition, patient care. But like any good story, there are tensions. Challenges make us wonder what's next.
Right. Remember that mystery, the missing analyst expectations. It's bugging me. We know Jupiter's doing well, but how well compared to what people were expecting?
Big question. Beating those expectations, it tells investors the company's doing great. Good bet for the future. But falling short raises doubts.
Yeah.
So let's play detective. Track down those missing numbers. Where would we even start?
Financial news websites, maybe? Investment platforms, they usually have analyst reports. Or Jupiter's investor relations page. Sometimes they summarize what analysts are saying.
Good ideas. And remember, even if we find those expectations, they're just that, expectations, based on what analysts think. Could be all sorts of factors influencing them.
So even if Jupiter did great, doesn't guarantee future success. just one piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. We need to see the bigger picture, the risks, the challenges Jupiter might face as they grow. Remember that tightrope?
Yeah.
Managing this fast expansion, keeping the quality up, and staying profitable. It's not easy.
Like juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle on a high wire. Lots could go wrong.
One risk, they're focused on Western India. They know the area well, but what if things change there? Economic downturn, demand shifts.
So spreading out to other regions could help with that.
Absolutely. Another challenge, their debt. Using debt to grow is normal, but too much can be a problem, especially if interest rates go up or profits go down.
It's about finding the right balance. Growth and being smart with money. But so far, Jupiter seems to be doing all right. They have good cash flow, and their investments seem planned out.
I agree. They know their market, they're efficient, they adapt, all important when you're growing fast.
But even then, things can go wrong. Building new hospitals, making them part of the network, finding and keeping good staff.
Right.
All complex. Needs good planning, good execution.
And the human side of things. Healthcare, it's personal, it's emotional. Keeping that patient-focused culture as they get bigger, that's crucial. Every patient feeling cared for, respected, heard, no matter which Jupiter hospital they go to, that's what will make them truly successful.
It's like they're building more than hospitals. It's a brand, a reputation, a promise. Exceptional care with compassion and empathy. That's not easy to copy.
Exactly. In the end, people don't choose healthcare based on numbers. It's about trust, the feeling that they'll be taken care of. And Jupiter seems to get that.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Jupiter Lifeline Hospitals, what's the takeaway? What can our listener learn from their story?
I think it's this. Jupiter shows us how a company can grow, really grow, by combining a few things. Strategic vision, being really good at what they do, and that focus on the patient. It's about ambition, but with planning, taking risks, but smart ones, never forgetting the human side of things.
And the story's not over. As Jupiter keeps growing, it'll be interesting to see what happens, how they handle the tough times, how they use the opportunities that come up.
For sure, maybe, just maybe, Jupiter will inspire others in healthcare to aim higher, to work towards a future where every healthcare experience is about compassion, innovation, and a real focus on well-being.
That's a good goal. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and keep exploring.